Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. We're going to do a little bit of a case study with some cards. So we're just going to pick a life area and then we're going to dive in and see what's going on or what you need to know in regard to that life area. It's more about, I guess, what you need to know now that I say that, because it seems like when I go in with questions, my mind, it doesn't allow my intuition to flow. But when I go in and just am like, what's happening? All the possibilities open up. So anyhow and anyway, that might be something for you too, to stay maybe a little bit open to allowing, which will allow more ideas and more flow. So that could be something for you significantly. All right. This deck is ready. Ooh, look at that. I think we're gonna have to. Right. Okay. That's ready. Life area. Let's see. Ooh, the Empress. So we're talking about what we are growing. Growing, like what are we nurturing is, or it's interesting because I know growing and developing can be the same. It can seem like the same concept, but in this case, growing is literal, like physical growth, where development is more I don't know how to explain it. It's like something can grow without developing. You think of maybe like a baby that's never been exposed to any sort of education or something like that, as opposed, so they'll grow, but they're not necessarily developing. That seemed like a really, it's kind of just weird the way that came out. All right, so we've got starfish, open to infinite possibilities. So this is the focus, and it really, I love the way the cards are flowing because it is very reminiscent of what I had said about you really opening up to know that there are a lot of possibilities. When I see the starfish too, this is reminding me of the pentacles. So it's kind of like showing me that there are opportunities available to you in your physical reality. You just may not be seeing them. All right, let's see. Coyote spirit, trust in the divine. I feel like oh, I love this. Pig spirit. Use your mind wisely. All right. Originally, when I saw that, though, it was like when pigs fly. Like the whole concept of this reading is a lot of like, believe it because it's going to happen. But it does require you to open your mind. That is where, like when I was talking about the flow, it's like you can't be so closed off because you're not going to be able to get the information necessary if you don't open yourself up to more possibilities. I also want to get into, like, this could be a mindset. If you're not open to the fact that it's possible for you to have more, receive more, have this love, have this type of job, have this type of life. If you're not open to that, if you can't wrap your mind around that, you're not going to be able to see it in your reality. You have to believe it's possible, and then you'll start seeing it. I'm actually being brought to, and it's funny to say it because I know we're in like an intuitive type reading, but I'm being brought to the reticular activating system. It's something in our brain where when like if I say blue car, now you're going to see a bunch of blue cars. Or it's more of like if you bring something to the attention of the reticular activating system, if you give it a job, by awareness, by consciously saying, this means this, and over again saying that, you're going to open up to that possibility. You're going to start seeing that in your reality, and then you will understand that it's possible for you. But this is the way energy works, and it opens up that way. I want to say, so what's coming through is like when you least expect it is when these things come in, and it's, you know, it's not because you're not expecting it, it's because you're open to receiving it. When you're actively trying to do something, it's harder to reach it than allowing it to just come to you. Something else that's coming through, and this is funny, maybe some of you have either played softball or baseball, but I played softball for, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 years. And I did play at a collegiate level. And my coach and it's funny to even get that far and to have a coach say something like this, because it's actually rather, I want to say rudimentary, but to be honest, I don't actually know what that means. I want to say like elementary, like it's one of the first things you learn, that, you know, the ball travels faster than you. So instead of trying to throw somebody or like run at somebody and tag them out, you throw the ball to to your teammate and allow them to tag the person out, because the ball will move quicker than you trying to do it. I know that's weird, whatever, but that's what's coming through here. Is like allowing the energy of allowing something to come to you will happen faster than you trying to go to it. And this is why when people least expect it, or kind of like when they give up on something, it almost allows you to be open to it because you're not continually thinking about it. It's almost like you have this blank slate. All right, interesting. So let's see, affecting this open it. Love is all around. So I would say, okay, so I was trying to get a feel for, you know, I forgot that the theme of this was development. What are we developing? Well, I think you're developing a mindset. Love is all around us. There's a song, love is all around me, and so the feeling grows. It's possible that you are, I'm getting the love vibe for you. So if you're already in a relationship, it could be that you want to revive the one you're in and you just don't see that that's possible. But the way that I'm seeing this is either if you're in a relationship, this seems like you just have to be open to possibilities that that relationship is going to get better. And it is requiring like that you get your mind right. So there's got to be a belief, one, that you can make it better. And then two, that will allow the possibilities of what can make it better to come in, but you have to decide that it can get better first. Now, if you're not in a relationship, you are trying to develop love, right? You're trying to get, I would say, just find your person type of a thing. But it seems like the thing that's blocking you is you thinking about it and ruminating on it almost. Let's see what's grounding you in. Co-create with spirit. We have a lot of like, and then, you know, even with that coyote spirit of like trust in the divine detours. I feel like whatever is happening currently within your life, and we are going to transition this into a love reading. If you find that it's not a love reading for you and you see yourself in this, that's really cool. And take that for yourself. Allow that to be what it is for you. Right now, I'm in this flow of a love reading and developing a partnership, a divine love partnership. So I feel like Spirit is actually trying to bring this in. Like I'm noticing these two cards. Okay, they're sitting like this. and it's trust in the divine detours and then co-create with spirit. So it's telling me whatever detour that you are going through right now, it has been set up that way by spirit, by God, in order to give you what you want. Now, it may seem like a detour because maybe you just broke up with somebody, or it may seem like a detour because you are feeling like things are never going to change, or whatever obstacles are coming keep throwing you further and further away from the goal. But what I'm seeing is that's not true. Spirit is co-creating with you. And I'm also noticing that spirit is sitting kind of underneath the pig with the use your mind wisely. And I think this is what they're trying to say. Like, we want you, spirit wants you to co-create with them, but you have to co-create with a mind that is going to give you what you want. Because you're powerful. You're going to get what you believe anyway. May as well try to, what's the harm, I suppose, in believing something different and allowing that to be possible? Actually, I know that. It's so that you don't get hurt, right? We can say, well, that's never possible, because it kind of shuts that away from, like, if I say that it's never possible, then I can kind of wrap my feelings around that, and it becomes my choice, which you're right, it does become your choice if that's what you believe. And so that's why you have to get out of that type of a mindset, because it literally closes that energy off to you. Okay, so, all right. Let me see what else before I add. I feel like there's something with this. Love is all around and co-create with spirit. I almost feel like too, okay, so with the nightingale spirit, I almost feel like you might meet this person at like a concert or something like this. And I almost feel like it's set up that way. This is so funny. So now I'm starting to get this picture of like a concert that you end up going to. And the reason it's a detour is because maybe the band that you thought was going to play isn't what's playing, or maybe the venue changed, or like there's some sort of detour, but it ends up leading you to some sort of music thing. And I think this is like a social thing. And this is where all those possibilities open up. And I think this is where it's like, get your mind right when you're going to that place. And the mind right is just be open to possibilities. Just go there to have fun. But be open to possibilities. It's not having this has to happen, right? Because that's force. That's not allowing. It's not surrendering. So specifically, if you're doing something musical, or something you're supposed to be doing something with a date, and there's a detour, know that there's something divine in that detour, and be open to what's coming, is what I'm getting there. All right, now we have, this is kind of what's going on with what's affecting this trust in the divine detours. We have a stag spirit take the lead. I feel like this is when these detours come up, and because this is a position that I use the air position for, so expression, thoughts. So the fact that this is affecting that trust in divine detours, again, it's saying take the lead in your thoughts, right? This white stag, look how beautiful this white stag is. It's having these kind of pure thoughts, and having these type of, leadership thoughts. What would someone who believed this is possible, what would they be thinking right now? What would they do? It's like getting into that mindset. All right, let's see what the water element has to tell us. A lot of birds too. So we've got, what, the mockingbird, I think this is. We've got a crow. Oh no, it's a nightingale. Duh, it says nightingale spirit. So we have a hummingbird, nightingale, and a crow. And we have the hummingbird is be here now. And oh, I love this. I really love this. So it's telling me with the emotions, when this detour comes up, be in the present moment and see those opportunities, because it seems as though that's how you're going to co-create with spirit, because they're kind of influenced by each other, the way that they sit on each other. It's like she's saying, hey, be here now. And the crow's like, yes, because that's how we co-create with spirit. Also with that, because this is the water element, so it's your intuition, but it's also emotions, right? And so it would give me the feeling of like, if these detours come up, you need to be in the moment now and just go with the flow, versus having your emotions go all over the place. Like, oh, this is ruined. I was supposed to whatever. Like, we're talking about having these expectations. Just have the expectation to have fun. And I would almost say you can go in with the expectation that there's going to be some sort of detour. And I feel like almost if you go in with that and kind of make it humorous. Now, it's funny just to say that, because we talked about the reticular activating system. So it's like, that's the portion in our brain that's responsible for taking in information. So it's just funny, because now with saying focus your mind on a detour, you are going to see a lot more detours. This isn't a bad thing. It's just, but then you're going to get a lot of practice with, okay, how do I control my mind and my emotions as I'm going through this detour? So while I do still think this is a love relationship, this is definitely something that you can take more than just a love relationship, right? All right, so then we have the fire element. Oh, look at this baby. Look at those blue eyes. Look at that baby. You have this baby. Okay, we got dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. It's so funny, because this is what's affecting use your mind wisely, and this is the fire element. So with your actions, I would say be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to where your heart is actually taking you, or where it wants to take you, I should say. It's almost like not talking, I don't know, it sounds weird to say this, but it's like not talking smack about yourself. And not taking like actions against yourself. I know how weird that sounds, but that's what's coming through with that. Like, be loyal to this mindset. Be loyal to finding this love. And then let your actions, your ambition, and your fire lead you to that. All right, so let's see the earth element. Ooh, yes. Oh, powerful, yes. We've got the lion spirit. Ooh, I like that. Yes. Okay. Be generous of spirit. It's so funny. I love that, okay, that this little piggy is sitting on top of this lion. And it's so pure, and it's like, I feel like that's because this is what your mind kind of thinks of you, like a little bit vulnerable, a little bit sweet and tender, which you are. Obviously, we all have all these sides of us somewhere, right? But within this reading, Spirit's like, yeah, but you're a lion. You have that in you too. And so it feels like getting the mind right is also understanding who you are. This reminds me of the strength card. So there's like an energy of endurance too coming through with that. I'm trying to see, be generous of spirit. I'm trying to understand that aspect a little bit. What I mean by that is, if this is the earth element, and well, I guess it would be, I'm trying, like, there's a image, hold on, there's an image coming in with this. It feels like somebody's at a bar. And they're paying for drinks. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but that's just the image that like would not leave. So I was like, okay, I have to talk about this because it keeps coming in my mind. But it's almost like being generous when you're there. If you are meeting this person in a bar where there's music, it's not just paying for drinks. Being generous of spirit is almost like allowing yourself, be generous of spirit, like allowing your spirit to be expressed and to be seen. So it gives me the impression too of like, that you may have been closed up, right? Because if it's saying you need to come out and be generous with your spirit, it also requires that you be seen. So maybe this is just the indication, like, go out to the bar, have a drink or two. Whatever. I'm not encouraging people to go drink alcohol if you don't want to. You can have a different type of drink, have a little mocktail of a sort or whatever, if that's not your thing. But I think it is just about allowing yourself to be open in, like, literally in a physical setting, because we're talking about the pentacles or the earth energy here. And it, earth energy does move more slowly. So it may take a little bit for you to kind of warm up and, have this generosity of spirit, but I do believe that that's where it's going to end. Yeah, that's what I have. So it feels like the overall message is you developing a mindset of belief that this love is possible for you, and then just really allowing yourself to receive it. And it also seems like, in part, it's about you detaching from any expectation of it. Like, you want this great love, make sure you're very clear on what you want out of that relationship, and then just know that that's going to be brought to you. But I do feel like with the starfish at the center, you have to create the opportunities, or let me say, because we have co-create with spirit on the bottom, it's like there's going to be opportunities for you to go out. So maybe you're invited a lot of places, or over to people's houses or whatnot. So there's opportunities for you to be generous of spirit and open to this love that you want to receive. Just, again, get clear on exactly what it is you want, and then just sit back and let it happen, is the energy that I'm getting here. All righty.